Okay, Luana, a pleasure to have you here with us. Let's talk about sanitation, let's talk about Brazil, and let's talk about the Amazon as well, no? And as you know, Brazil is a country of contrast, and access to basic sanitation is not the exception. So could you tell us a little bit about, the challenges Brazil faces in terms of access to sanitation at the country level, in the Amazon region specifically, so we can have a grasp and understanding of the challenge the country faces?
Perfect. It's a pleasure to be here. And when we talk about Brazil, we still have 33 million people without access to potable water and 90 million people without access to sanitation. We have just 52% of all the wastewater is just treated. So we have a big challenge in Brazil. And when we look to different regions, we have a very different index in sanitation. In the north of Brazil, we have 60% of population with access to potable water, and just 13% of population with access to sewage. And when we look to southeast, we have more than 90% people with access to potable water and more than 80% of people with access to sewage. So the difference of the access in Brazil is very big. When we look to the Amazon area, we have just 68% of population with access to potable water and just 23% of population with access to sewage. And it represents a lot of problems, and like when we look to the hospitalizations due to waterborne disease, in Brazil we have 1.3 hospitalizations per 1,000 inhabitants in Brazil. And when we look to the Amazon area, we have two times more, like we have three hospitalizations, 1,000 per habitant per year. So in the Amazon area, we have a lot of challenges. We have a big area, like 60% of Brazil is in the Amazon area, but we just have 13% of population there. So the solutions of sanitation, bringing water and sewage to this population is very different, and we have to study, we have to invest, because the benefits are very big.
Thank you, Luana, for that. And let's talk a little bit about Trata and some of the studies you conducted.
Yeah.
For the people, Trata is a think tank who has analyzed the sanitation issue in Brazil very deeply.
Yeah.
And one of your studies identifies that for every real that we invest in basic sanitation or in sanitation in general, essentially we have a benefit of more than 5 reales in terms of social gains and social benefits. But these benefits are not only related to access to infrastructure. And you were mentioning, health benefits. Can you tell us a little bit about that and these benefits, what they are, and how can they really, improve living conditions in the Amazon area?
Perfect. When we look to the diseases, when we have this full access to sanitation, we can decrease a lot the waterborne diseases like diarrhea, hepatitis, dengue, this kind of disease. So if we can have the universalization in the Amazon area, it would reach 2.7 billion reais to that population. We are talking about specifically children, teenagers, women, people over 60 years that are the most affected with the lack of sanitation. And with this improve in the health of people, we can have also a better labor productivity, because people will work more, will have better salaries, and it would reach 192 billion reais to that population. Nowadays, who lives in an area in the Amazon region that has access to sanitation receives 30% more in the salary than the people that don't live in an area that has access to sanitation. So we can have better salaries, people more productivity, and it would reach a lot of money to that people too. We also can have real estate valorization, because when you don't have the access, you have the rivers polluted, you have a lot of kind of diseases, like I said. And also, you can have a better tourism in the region. Everybody wants to know the Amazon region, but some people are afraid of going there because of the health, because of the diseases like malaria, like hepatitis. So when we have the full access to sanitation, we decrease this kind of problems, and the full access can reach like 22 billion reais in the tourism of the region. So people would have better lives and also earn more money to live and to develop that region.
So let's talk about the Amazon as an asset. You know, the
Yeah.
Amazon is one of the most iconic destinations for different type of tourisms. So, however, pollution is still an issue, and you were mentioning that 2.3 million liters of raw wastewater discharge directly into the environment.
Yeah.
So now Brazil passed a law that aims to universalize access to basic sanitation and sanitation services. So what would that mean for the Amazon region?
Nowadays, we dump like 835 Olympic-sized pools of raw sewage in the nature. So with this universalization, we will conserve the rivers, all the biodiversity of the region, and also we can improve, like I said, the tourism, because everybody wants to go to a place where it's conserved, that a place that's the bigger nature of the world. If we look to the Amazon region. So it can be an asset, it can be a place to develop, taking care of people who lives there. And to take care of this kind of people, we have to bring the full access to potable water and sanitation in this region. So this study shows that the investment in the Amazon area is very important. Nowadays, we invest like $13 per year inhabitant in the sanitation in the Amazon area. And we have to invest like 5 times more in this investment. In Brazil, we need to invest like $50 per year inhabitant to have the universalization until 2033. That's what the legal framework stabilized in 2020 in Brazil.
Okay, Luana, thank you so much. I think the business case for investing in sanitation in the Amazon is very clear. I think this is an effort that has to come from the public and the private sector. So, and here we're at Sustainability Week, organized by IDV Invest. So just what would be the role of the public sector in terms of increasing access to basic sanitation in the Amazon? What do you think, what role could the private sector play in terms of reaching these very ambitious targets and generating and materializing these benefits?
I think that we need more investment in the Amazon area, in the Amazon region. Like I said, we are investing fewer than we need to universalize until 2033. So the investment will come from the private sector and also from public sector. And we need this investment to achieve the goal that was established until 2033. So it's very important to have partners, even private partners and public partners, to have this investment and to achieve this goal that will benefit all the population and all the nature that is established in the Amazon area.
Okay, Luana, pleasure to have you here. We ran out of time, now we did. So the challenge is clear, and hopefully we will be working together to address it.
Me too. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.